All right, my name is Mike Lara. I am the operations supervisor here at the Student Union for ASI, and I'm going to spend a couple minutes here talking to you about some PA basics. So just what a PA is, all the ways the system is set up, and then just a few tips for setting one up. So a PA is kind of set up in 4 parts. So you got your input device, which an input device would be anything you're going to send through the speakers. So it would be a microphone, it would be your phone, anything else you're sending music through. And then the next part would be some sort of mixing device. So whether it be a mixer, so you got some devices that are all put in together. So something like this. So this will have your mixer built into it. And then this is like a mixing board or small version of a mixing board. And then there's power that goes into that. And then your output device would be your speaker. So like we said for this one, this is something very basic. Your input, mixing, and outputs all kind of built into one system. This one has a few more parts you gotta put it together. So for this, you're gonna have, we've got our microphone set up. So we got a microphone. So this is our input. So then you're gonna go straight into the mixing board, which is powered. So we got our power on, our mixing board is on, and it's plugged into this speaker. So everything's set up, and I should get sound when I'm talking to the mic. So there we got everything set up correctly. So next would be just like, how would I set this up? Where would I want these speakers placed? What's a good space for it, and all those kind of things. So first thing is, you want your speakers always placed further out than where you're gonna have your speaking from, or wherever your input device is gonna be going. Because if you've got a microphone set up, then you really don't wanna have that in front of the speakers. That's gonna cause feedback for you. Next is just your speaker placement in terms of your audience. You wanna make sure that you're getting the entire audience into your path of your speakers. You don't want, speaker facing all the way off to the side and you're trying to get your sound over here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the board itself, what each of these channels are, and what kind of controls you have. So for this particular soundboard, you've got 4 mic inputs. So this is where you would be plugging in any sort of microphone. And then it's got a couple options here. So you got high, mid, low frequency changes. And that'll just kind of change the intensity of what it's picking up in terms of your highs, mids, and lows. So for right now, everything's kind of pretty much straight up the center. And when I talk into the microphone, it sounds pretty much like everything's right in the center. Now, if I were to kick up the lows, then it's going to make everything sound a lot deeper. So it's picking up a lot more of these deeper sounds. It's going to be a deeper, richer type of sound. Now if I went the reverse action and turned all the lows off, so now it's all picking up is your highs and mids, say like your trebles and mid speaking voice kind of frequency channels. Now beyond that, so now you got a master. So the master is for each channel. So each channel has its own volume pretty much. So that's for these 4 channels. So that's pretty much that. And then you get into these next section of channels, and these are going to be your line level channels. So this will be anything like an instrument or any sort of music device, a phone, CD player, DVD player, anything like that. That's where you plug this in. So the same thing in terms of your highs, mids, lows, that's pretty much all the same here. You can easily plug in for just like a general aux cable. So something like this, you just plug straight into your phone or whatever else you got. And then all the way here, you've got a couple other things. So this will give you your master. So your master is going to be your volume for the entire board, as opposed to an individual channel. So this is where you're gonna have to kind of mix in, so if I've got the master up super high, then you're only going to have so much control of your other channels before you start getting feedback issues. So you kind of want to balance that. And then the last thing is kind of, this one has a little EQ here. So this one is super simple. So it's really got 3 settings. It's just speech, music, and then it's going to be a bass boost setting. So based on what you're using it for, so if you're just having talking, you can have it on speech. And if you have it on music, if you're just playing music, you just have it on music.